Hi, everyone. A pleasure to have you join us here tonight. College basketball, Kansas Jayhawks and Arizona.
There is no feeling like a packed house on a college campus. You can just feel the electricity in the air as two major colleges go head-to-head on the hardwood.
And even though this game isn't a must-have game, it feels like a tournament game, a one-and-done type situation. Both of these programs know that a win here could be huge for them as they get ready to make a run in March.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Kansas Jayhawks. Freak in at point guard. Also Duncan out there, and it's Terry in at the 4.
And with Freak, he takes a lot of pride in where he hails from. Didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his hand by any means, and his family cheers him on from Harlem.
And, Greg, you can see it in this game. I mean, we're all a product of where we've been, our environment, our experiences. And with Freak, he doesn't take anything for granted. Some of the very best players of all time have come from the projects like Freak, and he takes pride in playing for Harlem when he's on the court.
And, you know, it's one thing to get the offensive rebound, but then how about the loud bucket he's able to convert?
He was in perfect position under the hoop, Greg. You're right. Once he gets his hands on the miss.
That's exactly why it's important to work hard on the offensive glass, fellas, for chances just like that.
Well, one thing about Kansas is that they love their basketball. Jayhawks have long been synonymous with being a powerhouse college program.
One of the true blue bloods, if you will, in college basketball. I mean, they've been relevant and in contention for a very long time. They were winning titles before any official organization was put in place.
And you said it. I mean, the Jayhawks have won for a really long time. 3 college titles for them. The first one coming in 1952, the others in '88 and 2008.
It's, guys, so often big state schools like Kansas care more about football than basketball, but not the case with the Jayhawks. I mean, the basketball program has been a source of pride for a long time, and when you have success like they've had, it's really easy to be proud.
Here's Mitchell, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Now, this guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Freak dishes to Duncan. Pass to Freak. It's hauled in by Arizona.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Arizona moving the ball around. And it's Mitchell at the jam.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
That's good. Gaines has got his second basket.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
He kicks it to Gaines. Now here's Freak. Not a lot of room.
Move the ball.
Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Freak's got his third basket of the night right there. Arizona trails by 3. There's a good screen. Johnson the screen. Lawson kicks to Lewis. Got a hand on it. Here's Freak. And that comes off the assist by Duncan. And it's 9 points for Freak. And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Jayhawks.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
He kicks to Terry. Here's Freak. Soft touch off the glass. Freak's got 11 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Now here's Lawson. Dishes to Mitchell. Shot to stop the run. That drops. He's got 6.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
There's Freak. Makes that one his 6th of the night, shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Now here's Lawson. Pass to Lewis. He dishes it to Lawson. Shot clock at 6. The 3. Lewis misses. From 17 feet out. And Freak gets it to go on the assist by Jenkins. And that's 15 points for Freak. Lawson kicks to Lewis. Little turnaround. No luck. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Kansas leads by 9. And don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half. Welcome you back to college basketball here on 2K Sports as we get ready to get going for the second half of play.
Hey guys, I think we may see some strategies being adjusted here as we get into the second half. Still plenty of time to cut into this lead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Freak has done a good job of getting his team in this position, and they got themselves a bit of breathing room in the first half, and all they have to do the rest of the way is manage the lead.
And so in the game for the Jayhawks, Freak, he's in at point guard. Also Duncan out there. And it's Calderon in at the small forward position. And that one's good. Freak.
And with Arizona, you know they are going to be competitive year in and year out. They do a great job of recruiting. And they always seem to field a team ready to make a deep run in the tournament. Just a very consistent program. Consistency all game long. He's going to continue, I think, to have to take it over to get them back in the game.
And again, it's Kansas.
What a competitor, Kevin. He's been looking for a shot all game long, and he's really shouldered the load for them offensively.
Passes to Hollis Jefferson. And there's the feed to Johnson. Kicks it to Lawson. On the wing, Johnson, covered by Duncan. Johnson, the pass to Lawson. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. Lawson's got 5 points so far.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
And that one's good. And Kansas leads by 10.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
And it's a completely new group for Arizona. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Ewing. Then it's Johnson. Ewing and Carter now, top of the key. Here's Hollins. Rebound by Gaines. Jayhawks leading by 5. There's Freak. No good from outside. Carter outside. On the wing, Johnson. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
And that's how you want to use your fouls, not allowing him to get to the rim.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good play. I mean, you stop the sure thing, slam dunk with that foul. And I think you send a bit of a message, too, about your physicality and force in the basket area.
And the Jayhawks making a change here. Terry's checked in. His first shot coming late. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Arizona trails by 3. Johnson goes in. Lewis. Rebound by Gaines. Gaines has got his 3rd rebound tonight. It's stolen by Lawson. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And it's blocked. And so it looks like Arizona will retain possession here. There's 31 seconds left here in the second half. And now we've got the intentional foul. It's stolen by Lawson. The dish to Johnson. Yes!
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
They needed it, Greg, and he gave it to him.
There's Freak. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. Free throw good. Freak.
Those were pressure-packed free throws, and he looked as cool as he could be. So big to give them that 3-point lead.
We've got 13 seconds left in the second half. Lawson from outside misses the 3, and he commits the intentional foul.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? He knows a few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. He knows late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
For 3, no good. And so the Jayhawks take the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight. You know, thanks for joining us, and hello, college basketball fans. We've got a great night ahead and a couple outstanding teams going at it. We're going to have the pleasure to watch. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. They'll see the UCLA Bruins taking on the Kansas Jayhawks.
And guys, there's just nothing quite like a packed house for a college hoop game. You hear the student section rocking and the band playing. This is pure basketball.
Greg, there's a unique energy and vibrancy with college basketball that is unique. I mean, when you get two high-profile teams meeting up with future stars making a name for themselves, I think it just adds to the excitement.
So on the floor for UCLA, Looney out there with Campbell. Then it's Fresh. Then there's Free, and it's Robertson at the 5. Campbell against Calderon. Pass to Free. 5 to shoot. Here's Fresh. The three-pointer is right on target. Well, UCLA and all those incredible national titles in men's basketball, Clark, they were the program in the 60s and 70s.
Yep, completely dominated the landscape of college ball during that time. From 64 to 75, they won 10 titles in 12 seasons.
To the wing on the left. Inside. Here's Free. No good with the triple. On defense, the Bruins. Freak dishes to Terry. Here's Freak. And again, it's Kansas.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Here's Campbell following the basket by Freak. And that one's good. Fresh has got 5 now.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup. Possible.
That's tipped. 11 feet away. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Free's got his first bucket of the night. Now here's Freak. Free defending. Here's Freak. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Ripped away. Fast break, UCLA. Stolen by Terry. And here we go. The Jayhawks with a fast break. And Duncan with the basket on the assist by Free.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
Boy, some really big names have come out of the Kansas Jayhawks program into the NBA. A pair of first overall picks in their history. Believe it or not.
So on the floor for UCLA, we've got Free. Campbell is out there with Looney. Then it's Fresh, and it's Robertson at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Freak, that's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6. Well, on the topic of Wilt Chamberlain's draft was under that territorial right, which was why he wasn't first overall. But if you add him to the list, that would make 3 total Jayhawks taken number 1, Greg.
Yeah, along with Danny Manning and also Andrew Wiggins being the overall number 1 selection. I mean, the Jayhawks have had a ton of talent, though, in the lottery over the course of their history. This school has produced just tremendous talent year in and year out.
Like Paul Pierce.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
To the left side wing. Here's Fresh. Off with the layup.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Calderon, that's good. Calderon's got his second bucket.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Here's Roberts. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And so that's the end of the first half. And we welcome you back to college basketball here on 2K Sports as we get ready to get going for the second half of play.
And guys, I think we may see some strategies being adjusted here as we get into the second half. Still plenty of time to cut into this lead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Freak has done a good job of getting his team in this position, and they got themselves a bit of breathing room in the first half, and all they have to do the rest of the way is manage the lead.
Freak, he's in at the point. Also Duncan out there. And it's Calderon in at the three, the small forward. And for the Bruins, Free out there with Fresh. Then there's Campbell. And it's Roberts in at the 5 spot. And for Kansas, Freak. Point guard. Also Duncan out there. And it's Terry in at the power forward position. Here's Looney. And the layup is good. Looney's got his first bucket of the night.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size.
And it's the Bruins with the ball, down by 12. They set the screen. Here's Campbell. Calderon pulls it in.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
So on the floor for UCLA, they've got Campbell. Porter is out there with Free, and it's Roberts in at the center, locking down the middle. Now Porter. 6 to shoot. Goes up from the top of the key. That's good on the jump shot. Jayhawks leading by 12. Here's Freak. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And that fella can flat out fly, can he?
Reminds me of a young Greg Anthony out of UNLV.
Goodness.
No doubt about that. Just look at the elevation he climbed to right there.
Kevin, you just made my knees hurt.
That's what sets him apart from so many other point guards in the NBA.
Here's Roberts. No good. And Kansas the other way now.
One thing with Freak that we know is he makes sure he gets his shots up no matter what. One way or another, he's going to get his workout in, and that's why so many are confident that he'll continue to improve.
Part of it is that he has a twin sister who actually taught him how to play ball. She helped him develop his game and become the player he is today. It's pretty nice to have a sibling willing to help you develop your skill set on the court.
Now here's Freak, guarded by Porter.
Move the ball.
Here's Freak. Score the basket for his 10th make. 10 for 12, 82% accuracy.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Jayhawks.
2 great rebounding teams, Clark.
Yeah, and these guys just worked a little bit harder tonight. That was the edge that was needed.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Freak. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
And these are exactly the kinds of performances that have people looking at Freak like he's the next big thing.
And with his team up, he knows that blood is in the water. I'm guessing he'll continue to press and look to carry the team on his back. This is a performance that will help define his college career.
On the wing, Terry. Good ball movement here by the Jayhawks. Freak kicks it to Gaines. The feed to Calderon. Terry setting the pick for Freak, and that one's good.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
Free passes to Campbell. There's the screen. He tries for three. That's good.
And this run not really doing him any good at this point, as late as it's starting to evolve.
Yeah, but
Pretty hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Here's Free, and so the Jayhawks take the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
yeah, they were clicking in every way.
And this is where it's at, folks. The college tournament ends here tonight. For one team, the joy of a lifetime will be achieved. And there's no doubt going to be some incredible action all along the way. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We'll see the Wisconsin Badgers take... on the Kansas Jayhawks.
You got that right. I mean, this is what each student athlete has worked so hard for all season long. An opportunity for the title. I mean, this game might very well be the defining moment for the lives of every one of these young men.
Both these teams have gone through so much adversity just to make it here. All tournament long, it's been survive and advance. But now, this is the part where you put all your chips on the table and just lay it on the line.
Let's check out Wisconsin's starting lineup. We've got Kaminsky. Hill is out there with Hawkins. Then it's Decker, and it's Evans in at the power forward position.
And with any championship game, you know that every player is going to have their heart racing for the first few minutes. That's just natural. That's adrenaline. They'll need to remain calm, though, and let the game come to them and kind of ease into it.
And one guy, guys, I'll keep an eye on in this one is Freak. He is the consummate leader for his team. He can come out strong and play his game while keeping his intensity level up. It'll be just what they need to claim the title.
And so here's Kansas. Here's Gaines, and again it's Kansas.
Yeah, it's just a smart shot, taking advantage of the mismatch.
Well, with a stroke like that and the height advantage as well, The mid-range J is almost a gimme.
Here's Decker. Oh, that's blocked. And out of bounds as the Badgers gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Here is Hawkins. Outside Hill. They set the pick. Down low. Stolen by Terry.
You know, one of the big questions on everybody's mind in this game is whether or not Freak will stay on for another year or go pro. I mean, usually a player with his upside would be a lock to be a one and done, but he's giving serious thoughts of staying.
And Freak is a guy who clearly values the scholastic aspect of collegiate sports. So it makes sense for him to think about staying beyond this season. Still, with Freak's draft stock rising, this could be his final game as a collegiate player.
And that one's good. Freak.
Not phased at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Wisconsin trails by 9. Well, Wisconsin has had a bit of a renaissance in their program of late, Clark. Last decade and a half have seen them put up some great seasons.
And you know, Kevin, the Badgers weren't really a major powerhouse in hoops until the turn of the century. But now they're one of the most consistent teams in the country.
And so in the game for the Jayhawks, Freak in at point guard. Also Duncan out there. And it's Terry in at the 4-man position.
And what a journey it has been, really, for this whole team to make it to the college championship, especially for Freak. A few bumps in the road for him, but what a story.
Greg, you get the feeling that it's only the beginning. I mean, the way he plays and the accolades he has, I mean, you can see him having a long and productive career at the pro level.
And Badgers have been great since right around the millennium. Since about 1999, they have made the tournament every season. Guys, few schools can say that.
Now Hill. Here's the screen. To the middle. Here's Evans. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
And, you know, for Wisconsin and their consistent appearances in the tournament, guys, they don't just show up and leave now. I mean, they often go deep in the tournament. Sooner or later, I think they might go all the way again.
And as we see Freak and his team go for the title here, he is trying to repeat what he did just a year ago. He was able to lead his high school to the PSAL championship.
Well, Greg, he was a 4-time All-American selection in high school and a unanimous one at that. He's won state titles before, but this is a different animal than high school.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard on you like that.
Here's Decker following the score by Kansas. Here's Calderon trips down the breakaway slam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Evans kicks to Kaminsky. Right side Hill. And he overshot that one, missing.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but
And that does it for the first half of play. Jayhawks out front. They lead by 13. And the big game is just about ready to get going for our second half of play. What a championship atmosphere we've got here tonight. We are just one half of basketball away from seeing college basketball history being made.
You know what, guys? That was the start that Freak and his team wanted in the first half. I mean, they didn't run away with the game, but they're in a really good spot to capture the title.
These first 5 minutes in the second half are going to be huge. They know their opponent is going to come out strong and try to even things up. But if they can keep their cool, they'll be on their way, I think, to the title.
And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. They've got Decker. Hawkins is out there with Hill. Then it's Kaminsky, and it's Evans in at the 4 spot.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill. Wade, he's checked in for Wisconsin. Jayhawks leading by 15.
And guys, one big story that we have in this championship game is that a guy like Freak could boost his draft stock quite a bit. A win here could catapult him up the big boards of a lot of teams.
And you know, while it's just one game, scouts will get a chance to see how he plays on the big stage. Knowing a player is at his best when the lights are brightest is a big plus in GM's books.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And the basket by Hill.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
There's the pick. And there it is again. Nice make there from Freak. Freak's got 14 points for the game.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Freak in a 2-guard. Also Williams out there, and it's Boss in at the 4. Here's Hawkins. Good on the 3-point shot.
Yeah, perfect release that time. I mean, I thought it might get blocked, but no.
Yeah, he was giving up a lot of size in that particular matchup, but showed the excellent ability to get off that shot despite the disadvantage in size.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
There's a screen. Hill passes to Walker. Payton kicks to Hawkins. The Badgers working the ball around now. Payton dishes to Walker. It's rebounded by Boss.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And with this lead, it looks like they'll hold on for the title. A special moment with everyone on the team. And really, what a year it's been for their star, Freak.
Yeah, very impressive considering everybody pinned their hopes on him to lead the team at the start of the season. And he hasn't disappointed. For all the hype that surrounded him, he lived up to all of it.
There's the pick. Hill kicks to Hawkins. And it's Hill penetrating. No good off the pick.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Jayhawks.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for him, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Freak. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
to the left wing. Dawkins the pass to Hill. Here's Payton. Gets the 14-foot to fall. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
Here's Freak. And the 3 off target. The dish to Payton. And so he earns it.